Hurricane Donna tonight is breathing her last over northern New England. The storm cut a swath from Puerto Rico through the Florida Keys, northward through the state, continuing out through the open Atlantic, clipping eastern Virginia, New Jersey, New York, and New England. It could well prove to be the most damaging storm in the country's history based on property damage. The Army engineers have estimated Florida's share in excess of $100 million. While the Weather Bureau tracked Donna on her trip through Florida, a staff of 30 WTVJ News cameramen tracked the storm for you. The hurricane moved into the Keys at 11 p.m. Friday. WTVJ newsmen Al Dempsey and Dick Dale, risking their lives, rode out the storm as it hit Marathon. Al Dempsey and George Feraldo were at Key West. Early Saturday, Donna moved through Everglades City and Naples. Ron Oppen, Jerry Flannery were there. 10 other newsmen covered the storm in Greater Miami. Roy Cheverton at Fort Lauderdale, Tom Butler at West Palm Beach. On Saturday night, Donna moved through the citrus belt of central Florida. And Sunday morning, it finally left the state, headed out to the ocean. Dick Weiner, John Buckley covered its trail of destruction in central and north Florida. Donna's long, erratic journey was not made alone. WTVJ newsman Ron Oppen went along with the Navy Hurricane Hunter plane as it tracked Donna through the Caribbean. An early indication of her fury was given when the plane could not penetrate the eye at low level. It was the first time this had happened to the Hurricane Hunters with their modern equipment. Donna's winds, there's the storm on the radar screen. The winds slowed the plane to a speed of less than 60 miles an hour. The information gathered from these reconnaissance planes was radioed back to the Miami Weather Bureau. It quickly put out bulletins as fast as they could be assembled and written. Television news films, radio reports, newspaper accounts alerted South Florida. And the residents here paid careful attention. On Thursday night, lumber yards were filled with home and store owners, stocking up on materials they could use to board up their windows, buying buckets, ropes, other gear to ensure the safety of their property. Food stores stayed open late or until they sold out. Most popular items, candles, batteries, canned goods, milk, bread, and matches. Just in case Donna hit Miami, the town would be prepared. When the hurricane warnings went up for the Florida Gold Coast, the rest of the nation watched as Florida braced herself. In Key West, the dread hurricane flags were run up. The ships left the naval station to ride the storm out at sea. The planes flew inland. Stores were boarded up. Residents put up their storm shutters. Small boat owners took their crafts up into little mangrove inlets away from the sea. U.S. Highway 1 was deserted. There wasn't time anymore to get to the mainland. Then the wind started its mournful, threatening moan. Invalids were quickly moved to shelters where they could be cared for in relative safety. For some, the preparations proved to be exhausting. In Miami, it was much the same, up with the storm shutters. The Dinner Key Marina reflected a picture of urgency as boaters battened down the hatches. Many boats were taken far up the Miami River, where they were moored 3, 4, and 5 abreast. At this time, though, it looked like a very small river. It wasn't the safest place around, but there wasn't any other place to go with the time left. Small planes from Dade and Broward County flew to Opelika, where they were housed in giant hangars. Miamians flocked into Red Cross shelters like this one at Miami Edison School, one of 75 such shelters in this area. On Miami Beach, the boards went up as the heart of the Gold Coast got ready. Perhaps the most comfortable hurricane shelters were the big beach hotels. Parties were organized after all precautions were taken, and morale was high. Some swimmers took their last dips for a few days as the wind and waves started to rise. At Baker's Haulover Beach, Donna's fringe winds whipped up ugly gray waves. The pounding surf started tearing the beach away even before the storm arrived. Nothing could have been done to stop this. Further north in Fort Lauderdale, the wind started. Police were everywhere, making their last-minute precautionary checks. The hurricane flags fluttered in the wet breeze. The wind grew stronger, and Bahia Mar Yacht Basin said it was ready for anything. In West Palm Beach, the floodgates were open to drain the expected heavy water down the Broward and Dade County canals into the sea. Once again, the Everglades would fill with water to the bursting point. WTVJ newsman Gary Schenfeld went up in a helicopter to try to get a picture of Key Biscayne off Miami. The chopper was going 70 miles an hour and losing ground. The pilot turned back. On Friday night, the full fury of Donna began to be felt in Miami. Metro deputies stopped all traffic to Key Biscayne. Only 15 families remained to ride out the storm on the island. Winds over 95 miles an hour ripped through palm trees, toppling them like toys. The rain fell in horizontal sheets, stinging the skin with its fury. Debris was strewn everywhere. At the Civil Defense Disaster Control Center in Dade County, phone calls poured in reporting downed wires, smashed windows, telephones out. Metro Sheriff Tom Kelly, also the civil defense head, coordinated the efforts of his volunteer staff. Radio communications were set up with ham operators throughout Florida just in case. Early Saturday morning, downtown Miami was blasted with Donna's wet breath. Torrential rains and screaming winds tore storm shutters off windows, smashing them to tiny pieces. Windows not boarded up were also blown out. Sputtering power wires gave an eerie appearance to the deserted streets. On Miami Beach, the police struggled to tie up a large boat whose owner neglected to use enough rope. Muscles strained as the fierce winds kept tearing the boat away and hurling it around. WTVJ newsman Dick Dale was in the Florida Keys covering that storm with Al Dempsey at Marathon. Dick has just returned to Miami from his assignment. What was it like, Dick, when that storm began to approach?
Just like Dempsey said, everything came unglued.
Everything came unglued.
It was a wild experience, something you'd have to live to appreciate it. You just can't imagine what it was.
Well, I know that you and Al were in a motel there as those winds began to rise and the water began to do the same thing inside the room.
Well, it certainly did. We've got pictures of it if you'd like to look at it.
Fine, Dick.
We felt we might ride out the storm if the water didn't rise too high. But we could see it was level coming up. We made these shots, I guess, just as a matter of record. But in a few minutes, the level gained several inches. The water was coming in the door and faster than we had anticipated. Things started floating around the place, and we rushed to get the gear on dry areas. We were getting winds about this time that exceeded gale force, actually. Stowing the gear was no easy problem because there was very little we could do except to get it up on top of the table. Our sound camera fitted nicely above the refrigerator in the sink, but the refrigerator floated away too, and the camera was blown off the sink by the winds later. Apparently, the storm increased its strength at this time because within minutes of the making of these pictures, we were standing waist deep in water. Al Dempsey then made a decision to get out. A glance at the window showed that our car was almost completely under the rushing water with just a little red light on the top showing.
Well, while you and Al Dempsey were battling for your lives, Dick, the Weather Bureau in Key West was tracking the...